It's not just a mascot. This is how the United States inspired a Holocaust. Now, how did this man get a whole group of people to be labeled as the bad guy? Simple. He reduced them to an idea. He stereotyped them. He desensitized large groups of people. And when you are so far removed that you can use an entire group or entire culture to get amusement from, to wear as a costume, or even a mascot, it is a slippery slope. Simply put, Native American people were viewed as the enemy, the obstacle, and they needed to be removed and put into reservations, out of sight, out of mind, but while doing so, only given meager rations and expected not to survive. Doesn't that sound familiar? It should, because it inspired the suffering of an entirely different group of people. So in Germany, the big takeaway was colonial territories, or settler colonialism, in which an area's original inhabitants may be exploited temporarily but ultimately replaced by the conquering country's own people. It was eliminationist. And this man spoke very, very highly about America, because honestly, he was impressed with how Native American peoples were conquered and how at first they were originally used as part of the workforce. If you remember, when settlers and colonizers started coming over to the United States, the Native people were used as workhorses. And once their usefulness was complete, they were pushed aside, had their villages burned, forced to relocate, and it was never enough. Native children were considered inferior and often the subject of tests, which is how Canada got its nutrition guidelines. And Native women in Canada were being sterilized as recent as 2017. But that had been ongoing for years and years and years. And we see so many similarities and so many parallels between what was going on during World War II and what had been happening systematically and historically here in the United States. And this is how this man has everything to do with this high school mascot. So when we look at this high school mascot, we have to remember that it's not just a mascot, it is an actual group of people that is actively going through erasure, because it represents eliminationism, because it makes the Native people disappear in order to clear the land for settlers from the imperial power. And that's why the United States was this man's chief inspiration. When we as Native people see mascots like this and school-age individuals dressing up like us, it shows us that history is just repeating itself in one way or another. And not understanding the serious nature of this means that the system is doing exactly what it was designed to do. And I'm just here to say, wake up. It's not just a mascot.